Ever wondered if online classes are actually better than going to a real classroom? That's what we're tackling today. And trust me, you'll want to hear both sides.
Hi everyone, I'm Mary, and I'm excited because this topic gets a lot of people talking. We'll share a real conversation first, then help you learn new vocabulary, and finally, review what you've learned.
Exactly. Here's the plan for this lesson. First, you'll hear a natural chat between two friends discussing online versus traditional learning. After that, we'll break down key expressions and words from their conversation.
And once we've explained the words, you'll get to hear the dialogue again so you can notice how those words are actually used. To finish, we'll review the vocabulary together. Let's get started.
Ready for the first part? Let's jump into the dialogue and see which side wins the debate.
So Nas, would you rather study online or go to a traditional classroom?
I used to think online classes were easier. But after trying both, I feel like being in a real classroom helps me focus more.
That's interesting. For me, online learning saves time. No more commuting or rushing to catch the bus. Plus, I can study in my pajamas.
True, the flexibility is nice. But sometimes, I miss the chance to ask questions face-to-face or work with classmates in person. Group discussions just feel more lively.
I get that. But with online platforms, I can replay lessons when I don't understand something. It's helpful, especially if the teacher talks fast.
That's a good point. But don't you feel like you get distracted more at home? My kitchen always calls my name during an online class.
Ha! I totally understand. Distractions are real. But I think if you're organized, online learning can be just as effective. What about making friends, though?
For me, it's easier to connect with people face-to-face. You can have small talks before and after class. Online, it's a bit awkward sometimes.
That's true. But on the bright side, online classes can connect you with students from all over the world. That's something traditional classes usually can't offer.
Yeah, having classmates from different countries is pretty cool. Maybe there's no perfect answer, just different pros and cons for each.
Exactly. It really depends on your learning style and what you need most.
Let's take a closer look at some of the important words and expressions from that conversation. Ready to learn?
First up is commuting. This just means traveling from home to school or work. For example, my commuting time to school is 30 minutes every morning.
Next, flexibility. If something has flexibility, it can change or adapt easily. Example, online classes give students more flexibility with their schedules.
How about face-to-face? This describes people meeting in the same place, not online or over the phone. For example, it's easier to understand someone when you talk face-to-face.
Right. And platforms in this context, it means websites or software used for online learning, like Zoom or Google Classroom. Example, many schools use online platforms for their lessons.
Replay is another useful word. This means to watch or listen to something again. For example, if I miss something in class, I can replay the video.
Let's add distractions. Distractions are things that stop you from focusing. For instance, my phone is a big distraction when I'm studying at home.
Don't forget organized. If you are organized, you plan things well and don't forget important details. Example, being organized helps me finish my homework on time.
We also had effective. Something effective works well and gets good results. For example, a good teacher makes learning more effective.
Connect with means to make friends or communicate well with someone. For example, it's important to connect with your classmates.
And finally, pros and cons. This phrase means the good and bad things about something. Example, there are pros and cons to both online and traditional learning.
Let's quickly review all of them again. Commuting, flexibility, face-to-face, platforms, replay, distractions, organized, effective, connect with, and pros and cons. Which ones do you already use in your daily English?
Now that you know the vocabulary, let's listen to the dialogue one more time. See if you notice how we use these words in context.
Try to catch each expression and think about its meaning as you listen. This time, focus on understanding the big ideas and the smaller details, too.
All right, let's check how well you remember those words. I'll say a sentence with a missing word, and you try to fill in the blank. Ready?
First one of online classes is that you can study anytime you want. Which word fits?
Did you guess it? The answer is advantage, or you can also say pro.
Here's another. Sometimes it's hard to stay focused because there are so many at home. What's the word?
That one is distractions. Good job. Let's try. I like to with people from different countries in my online class.
The answer is connect. Nice work. Next, with online learning, you don't have to worry about every day.
That's commuting. Perfect. Last one. A good study plan helps me stay.
And the answer is organized. How did you do? If you missed some, you can always go back and review the vocabulary again.
Before we finish, let's quickly remember 3 key things we covered. First, we talked about the differences between online and traditional learning.
Second, you learned useful words like flexibility, distractions, organized, and more, which will help you talk about studying in English.
Third, we practiced using those words together so you can remember and use them in your real life.
Now, here's something you can do next. Try using 3 of these new words to describe your own learning experience either online or in a classroom.
Thanks for listening today. Remember, the more you practice listening, the easier English will become.
See you next time, and keep up the great work on your English journey.